Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parashat Tazria Metzora. Torah says, when it deals with the Metzora, which we know is, we call it a leper, but it's not really leprosy. It's not medical leprosy. It's a spiritual disease. And the Torah says the reason that we get the spiritual disease is because of Lashon Hara. One of the reasons is because of the evil speech that we spoke about another person. The Torah says that what do we do to this person? So the Torah says that eventually, we have to rip his clothes. We have to let his hair grow. And he has to cover his mouth. And he has to walk around outside the camp, as we're going to see. And he's going to have to tell people that he is a tameh, that he's impure. He is tameh, and he has to sit outside the camp, as in a separate place. Not because anybody's going to catch his disease, but because that's part of his punishment. And Rashi says, "What's the reason? Why is this guy different from other tameim? Leishev bada, that he has to sit alone. Since he was mavdili separated with his Lashon Hara, bein ish liishto, between a man and his wife, and a bein ish re'eu, between a man and his friend, hu yibadal, so he has to be separated also." So you see, this guy is a pretty serious punishment, that he has to sit outside the camp. He has to be separated from other people. He has to walk around telling people, "Don't talk to me, I'm a tameh." He has to walk around with physical signs that he is in mourning over the loss of his soul, really, and the fact that he allowed himself to do such degrading actions. He's broadcasting his sin to all of people. That's a very, very serious punishment, much more serious than many other punishments in the Torah. Many other punishments in the Torah, especially for things that have been od mechaver between man and man. You go, you do them, you take care of it, and it's over. Move on. But here, this has a much greater and more devastating kind of effect. Plus, we know that you're punished here in this world, and Chazal say that the main punishment is going to come in the next world, but you're punished here in this world. For many things that we do, most things that we do, there's not a prescribed punishment for what's going to happen to you in Olam Hazeh. Why dafka over here? So we know the pasuk in Tehillim says, "Ma'yite lecha u'ma'yosef lach lashon ramiyah," that what benefit is going to be for you? What are you going to gain from it? What is going to accrue to you from lashon ramiyah, from this evil language? That you're really not getting anything from it. And there's a pasuk in Koheles that says, "Yishra nachash below lachash," if the snake bites without the charmer, v'ein yisron the bala lashon, there is no yisron, there is no advantage to the bala lashon, to the one who speaks with a bad tongue. The Gemara in Tainus explains that pasuk in a very beautiful way, and it says that what's going to happen in the future is that all the animals are going to gather against the snake, and they're going to say to the snake that, look, a lion is hungry, he rips his prey and he eats it. A wolf is hungry, a wolf takes his prey, like sort of kidnaps it, then kills it in private and then eats it. But they kill and they eat what they kill. But you, what do? All you do is you kill. And you don't eat necessarily what you're killing. Therefore, what kind of advantage is there for you to do what you're doing? All you're doing is killing and you're not getting an advantage. So he answers them back and he says, "Vein yusam l'bala lashon." And the way that the Gemara understands is that what he was saying to them is that, look, I'm you might think that's bad, but that's no different than the human beings who you're trying to tell me that I'm worse than everything in the world. I'm not worse than everything in the world, because the human beings do that also. The human beings, there's no yisra on the bala lashon. A person speaks lashon hara against another person, he doesn't get anything from it. He doesn't gain anything from it. All he does is cut another person down to size. And if that's the case, then don't tell me that I'm the worst thing in the world, that I'm just a killer and I'm just a murderer for no reason. But a person speaks Lashon Hara is exactly the same way, because you're not getting anything from it. That's a beautiful concept, but is it really true? Are you getting nothing from it? You speak Lashon Hara about somebody, you feel like $1 million. You've knocked them down. You've done exactly what you need to do. You need to get that person out of your life. That's your competition. But if you speak bad about your competition, so then you've removed them. So you really are getting something. But the problem is that it's only a momentary gain. You feel bigger for a minute, but it's like sucking on a candy. You get a little adrenaline rush, you get a little sugar rush, but then you come crashing down, because you feel better, but you're not really any better. Because at the end of the day, it never yields what you want. Because what you wanted when you spoke Lashon Hara is that people should think that you're the go-to guy. You know everything that's going on, and you know you know people, you know everything, but that's not really the way that the world relates to a gossiper. Look at a gossiper and they're really afraid of them. That you don't want the gossiper should speak about you also, and therefore you don't gain anything. You don't actually go up, you actually go down. And you thought that this speaking Lashon Hara was going to raise you up in the eyes of people. It was going to give you a great advantage. But in the end, it really gives you nothing. It gives you a high for a moment. You feel better about yourself for a moment because you've knocked somebody else down. But all you've done is that you've knocked them down. They've gone down, but you haven't gone up. You know, there's an amazing thing we say when you speak Lashon Hara. So then you get the person who you spoke about his Averis, and he gets your mitzvahs. Everybody wonders that, like that's weird. Like why would that be the case? I spoke Lashon Hara about you, so I get your Averis, you know, and you get my mitzvahs. Why does that happen? But it's very simple. Says Reb Simcha Wasserman that the truth is, of course, that's going to be that way because it's mida keneg mida, measure for measure. You tried to put him down, and you tried to make yourself go up, so therefore you're going down and he's going up. He's getting more mitzvahs and you are getting more averis. And that's why the punishment is so severe by a Baal Lashon Hara, because the person, the only way that he's going to do any kind of tshuva is if he realizes that the very efforts at self-aggrandizement that he had put into speaking Lashon Hara yielded the exact opposite. And when he hits rock bottom and he realizes that that not only is he not any better, but he's now worse, so then that is the only thing that could possibly work and the only hope that we have that the person is going to change himself. When he recognizes that it ain't no gain from another man's pain. I caused you pain, I'm not going anywhere. It's not going to yield, it's not going to end good. And it counteracts the arrogance that led the person to sin. This punishment is punished here in Olam Hazeh because the whole purpose of this is not to punish you. The punishment that you get for disdaining God's creatures, you're going to get that in Olam Haba. But here, I need you to wake up and to do tshuva. And the only way to wake you up is to get you this message clearly, set you outside of the community, have you walk around and tell people that publicize your sin, let people know that you did something wrong. A part of you has died. You're sitting shiva for yourself. Tummy yikra, don't talk to me. I'm a tummy. Bada Yashav, you have to be alone. You have to be separated from everybody because that's the only way that you're going to realize that ain't no gain from another person's pain. And without soras, you're not going to be able to get this message. This message is only going to come ma'yiten l'cha u'ma'yosef lach lashon ramiyah. The only way you're going to realize that you're getting nothing from putting people down, that there is no gain from another person's pain, is if you experience that yourself, if you realize that I didn't go up, but I went down. And when you realize how far down you are, and you realize the way society looks at you, maybe that's a chance that you're going to change. We don't have tzaras nowadays. We don't have leprosy. But we do have the message in the Torah. And that's why these two parashas, the parasha of Tazria Metzora, are so critical to us, to be able to learn the message and to get the message of that you're not going up when you're putting other people down. Ain't no gain from another man's pain. Have a beautiful, wonderful, and amazing Shabbos.